WWEGearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
So, Fat Man.
All right, Sleazy, let's fire up the WWE Network and watch Money in the Bank with everyone.
Hey. We're not doing a watch-along.
Oh, we're not?
No, we're actually going to review an actual show that kind of happened.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You've got me in watch-along mode now. What the fuck is this shit?
Well, I'm sorry, but we need to watch a couple of murders happen live on the wrestling show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
This is the Fat Man.
Welcome, everyone, to another wonderful episode. Blue Smock Nancy, they're awesome. They let us use that wonderful song, Unsettling Differences. You can find them on iTunes and Spotify. So, Fat Man, we actually have something to review now that's recent.
We do?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Really? You're not excited for this wonderful show? Money in the Bank 2020. Pre-show?
Didn't watch it.
Neither did I.
But I heard Jeff Harvey went over Cesaro.
Surprise, surprise. It's a redemption story, don't you know?
Until he gets arrested again. So,
Jesus Christ.
I guess the show proper opens with the... Oh, by the way, most of these matches actually happened... Well, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. 4 of these matches actually happened live. So
cool.
That was kind of a surprise.
I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want when no one's there.
Right. I'm actually going to get to that in another match. Fatal 4-way match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The New Day defense. Wait, the New Day are tag champs?
Yup.
So much I've been paying attention. Defense against the Lucha House Party, the Forgotten Sons, and Miz and Morrison. Yes. Obviously, we're doing this. This is the Tuesday after Money in the Bank, so 2 days ago. Meltzer doesn't release his star rating, so I'm going to use Canton's again.
Okay.
Match with 12 minutes. Canton gave it 3.5. I gave it 3.
I gave it 3 as well. It was a perfectly standard fatal 4-way tag match.
That Spanish fly off the top rope was nice, but with no crowd. That's
one of the biggest problems with these empty arena shows, and we kind of saw it a lot more in WrestleMania, but if there's no pop to it, what's the point of doing it?
Right. There was a lot of waiting around for spots to happen. It was kind of sloppy. Riker getting kicked out in a no DQ match made no sense, and with no crowd reaction to to cheer that, because it's
dumb.
It doesn't make any sense.
Dumb.
It just didn't work at all. But the match was solid.
I mean, and they had a match that was an 8-man tag on SmackDown Friday before. I didn't watch it, but I'd heard many people say it was basically the same match. So it's like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I know there's not many teams, but have a tag team match. God damn. We don't need an 8-man tag in any way on this show. And I'm just going to say this right now. Once again, this is probably not a show I will ever watch again. For the same reason I probably will never watch WrestleMania ever again. This year's WrestleMania.
I think this show is more rewatchable, but I'll get to that at the end.
Okay.
So then we go to R-Truth versus MVP, but then that didn't happen because Bobby Lashley came down and is all like, yo, I got this. And then squashes R-Truth.
What, you didn't want R-Truth squash on pay-per-view?
No, I did not, because the match went a minute 40. I gave it a dud because that's exactly what it was. And literally my notes were getting a squash win over a guy that loses to roll-ups all the time is not what fucking Bobby Lashley needs. He needs wins over quality opponents, not the former 2-time NWA World Champion.
Thank you. That is a quality opponent, by the way. Multiple time 24/7 champion.
No.
Multiple time U.S. champ?
Doesn't matter.
I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
And that tells you the quality of opponent.
Hey!
Or the booking of the U.S. title. So, yeah.
He's without his hero.
But we'll get into our, quote, live news and rumors because I was too goddamn lazy to even look up any of it.
Welcome to a regular show again.
Apparently, Lashley's going to be Drew McIntyre's next opponent. So, at Backlash, yes, that's the next pay-per-view.
God damn it.
SmackDown Women's title. Karen defends the title against her murderer's daughter.
Okay, who is the face in this match?
Apparently, the murderer's daughter is a face.
Who the fuck booked this?
Not apparently. The match went 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Canton gave it 2. I actually gave it an okay match for a house show. It was way better than I expected it to be, and I actually think this is an example of it worked better without a crowd.
Because no one's booing Tamina?
Because the heel worked between Bayley and
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sasha.
I want to go back to the watch-alongs.
Sasha.
Can't we do
Well,
that
the
with
heel work
Sunny?
between those two were absolutely great, and I actually think it helped the match.
I would agree with that. But the match itself, honestly, was hot garbage.
No.
I hated it.
Of course you did. Because it doesn't have an Asian in it. Wait, I'm sorry. That's very inappropriate. It doesn't have an Asian female in it.
Thank you. 1.5 Really wasn't a fan of it. I thought it was sloppy. There were a lot of points where it was just stupid things were happening. But let's continue on. I don't even want to think about it. Not that I do want to think about the rest of this show.
Universal Championship. Braun
God
Strowman
fucking
defends
damn
against Bray Wyatt, not the Fiend, but Bray Wyatt.
Mr. Funhouse.
Match went 10 minutes and 55 seconds. Not fuck Dave Meltzer. I'm so sorry, John. John Cannon. It's just habit. John Cannon gave it an okay match for a house show.
We still had to say fuck Dave Meltzer at least once on this show.
Okay, so fuck Dave Meltzer.
What did he rate it?
2.5.
Oh, John, I'm sorry. What the fuck are you doing? This was 1 star. Multiple reasons wrong with this fucking match. Multiple reasons. First of all, having him work as Bray Wyatt against Braun fucking Strowman, who has defeated the man who defeated the Fiend, the unbeatable monster. What the fuck are you doing? Second of all, are we really going to sit here and play, oh, is he or isn't he going to reform the Wyatt family for 40 seconds?
To be fair, this wasn't the original plan because of Roman Reigns, blah, blah, blah. So,
okay. It's not like they didn't have 6 weeks to rewrite this shit. It's not like the writers are doing anything else right now.
I actually liked it. 3 stars? Only for the character work with Bray Wyatt, though. I said great character work by Wyatt. I actually like the match. This is another match I think worked better without the crowd because you could do more with the Bray Wyatt character with those puppets without the crowd there. So I actually liked it, and I think obviously it's going to be a setup for Strowman versus The Fiend. I liked it.
Wow, really? God God damn it.
I mean, psychologically, it told a great story, I thought. I mean, yes, Bray Wyatt in the sheet mask and then fucking, like, ripping it. I think that was kind of hokey. You should have probably done that after the match. But
I'm sorry.
But I liked it.
It gave... Here's the other problem with it, and I hate saying it this way, but it's the truth, is Strowman gave Wyatt too much offense. Here, well, let me put it this way. There's two parts that are wrong with this. Number one, he beat the shit out of fucking Goldberg to win the title. Okay, took 4 power slams or whatever after taking a bunch of spears and almost a jackhammer, right? Wyatt gets in there. Even as Bray Wyatt, he has shown that he's super powerful because he trounces The Miz so badly that it's this ridiculous fucking nightmare where it's literally one move and that's it. So to have Bray Wyatt get in there and actually work almost a regular match doesn't make sense in the context.
I actually think I'm the opposite way. I think it made Bray Wyatt look weaker because it's Bray Wyatt. So it means he can't win a match unless it's The Fiend. When even then, he kind of lately has not been able to win a match. So in that context, I'm like, hey, you know, it kind of makes Bray Wyatt look like a goober again. But storyline-wise, I liked it.
I mean, who has he lost to, though? Goldberg, once.
Seth Rollins?
Technically
no.
he did.
Technically he did, technically he didn't, but Seth Rollins beat the shit out of him. So, I mean,
but if you look at it that way, then I
think it kind of makes Bray Wyatt look like a goober while he can't win a match without The Fiend.
I will say this. Hey, fuck you. I'm going to kick out of your finisher, but, you know, if you're going to take my finisher, you're staying down. That happens again later. It pisses me off.
Because, anyway, I liked the match. Psychologically wise, I liked it. It's going to lead to, obviously, a Strowman versus Fiend match where the Fiend should win. How many times have we said that?
I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen.
Because fuck you.
WWE title match.
Drew McIntyre defends against Seth Rollins. Match went 19 minutes and 20 seconds. Ken gave it 4 1/4. I gave it 4. And literally I just put great match. That's really it. It was just a great wrestling match.
Yeah. A great wrestling match in an empty arena.
Yep.
And honestly, first of all, kicking out of finishers. Okay.
Okay.
But it was very indie-tastic. Let's just put it that way. It was an indie-tastic match. And in a empty arena, I think it worked better than if they had just a traditional, less of a, or more of a traditional WWE style setup match or big match in WWE in front of people. Because I think that a lot of this smaller stuff came through better than in other matches this night. Does that make any sense?
No. I actually think this match was hindered by not having a crowd because you couldn't hear them pop, because that's when I envisioned the whole match was just hearing a pop. So I think this match definitely deserved to have a crowd to pop for him, and I think it would have been better with the crowd.
I think that if they had the same match, the same exact match in front of a crowd, it would have been better, but I think they wouldn't have had the same exact match in front of a crowd.
I think they absolutely would have.
I think it would have been watered down. I really do believe that.
I don't.
Mainly because of the way the pay-per-view had been structured, the way they did the Money in the Bank at the very end. I really, really do believe that this would have been a different match had it happened in front of a crowd. Because they wouldn't have had to do as much to get the same pops.
Okay. That's agree to disagree, but you're wrong. Okay, so the main events, quote unquote.
Okay, let's talk before we actually get into the actual Money in the Bank. First of all, there are a lot of different rumors about the Money in the Bank tape, the actual match, quote unquote. There are people thinking that it was going to be interspersed throughout the night. That obviously didn't happen.
No.
Second of all, I thought it was a little bit interesting, but kind of obvious, that you had the Money in the Bank match actually happen at the very end, which I thought was actually really nice because it meant that you wouldn't have any shenanigans in the title matches.
No, I agree.
I wanted to talk one last thing. What was the whole respect thing? God damn it.
Respect thing?
At the end of the title match. The handshake?
Yeah. I don't know. I know that it led to Rollins freaking out on somebody on Raw because he lost the match, but I don't know. That was kind of weird. Because I know McIntyre was all like, oh, that's exactly what I needed. And it's like, so now you're just burying you just buried Andrade, the guy you've been really wrestling the whole fucking month, being like, that's the match I really needed. Good job, Drew.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least it led to something with Rollins, but I still didn't like it.
Okay,
Okay, so with the money, I didn't rate them because technically,
first of all, it was two matches, not one.
It was two matches in one. Yes. This was actually taped on April 15th, so it was a month ago, essentially. I liked it, question mark.
Of course you did.
I think the comedy attempts fell flat though. But it was still entertaining, question mark. I don't know what to make of it. It definitely wasn't the Firefly Funhouse match or the Boneyard match, that's for damn sure. Asuka winning was the obvious choice.
I didn't think it was the obvious choice. I thought it was one of the two choices they could have made.
Baszler?
Yeah.
But I do have to say, goddamn, Carmella, ooh, she was looking fun. Fun. But the Otis win, which you spoiled the winners for me, by the way. Thank you very much on that.
You're welcome. You deserved it. Don't you dare say you fucking piece of... You absolute fucking garbage human being that you are going to sit here and lie and say that Otis thing was something that you're fine with. You lying piece of shit.
Let me ration this. You were talking about the WrestleMania review about the pop Otis would have gotten would have been the biggest of the night, right?
Yes.
One of the biggest of the night in front of that crowd.
Correct.
I think they would have kept the momentum going, and I think if that would have happened in front of a crowd, I think they would have cheered it.
I think they would have too.
That being said, it was a semi-creative finish. At least they thought outside the box. I don't agree with it, but I don't mind it. Now, what bothers me about it is that Otis did say he's cashing on the tag team champions, and I think that's fucking stupid. This has been this whole time. You've been building up the Money in the Bank for a world title shot, and that's what it said, an opportunity for the world champion. And now it's like, I'm just going to cash in the tag champs.
They are the world tag team champions.
No, they're not. They're the SmackDown tag team
They're
champions.
the SmackDown world tag team champions.
Nope. No world in front of it. They're the SmackDown tag team champions. I hate it. If that's what's going to happen.
Oh, wait a second. Did they say world title?
What?
Did they say world title?
I think so.
Then
yes,
they
did.
Then they can't cash in on any title. No title is a world title. You have the WWE title and you have the Universal title. There's no world title.
Technically, on the belt, it says WWE World Champion.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
God damn it. Does it really?
Yes.
So then you can only cash in on one champion.
Well, here we go. Remember when first... Well, here's another thing, though. Remember when Edge won the Money in the Bank, the first one? Get the opportunity to cash in on the world's heavyweight champion, and he cashed in on the WWE champion.
Yep.
I remember you had a fucking fit about that, too.
You're damn right I did, because either you're going to have rules or you're not.
This is my fit on this.
I 100% agree on you on this one.
So, I'm not saying he should cash in. If he cashed in on a tag team, I kind of maybe sort of understand it. Be like, oh, winning it will. No, I don't. I don't. I'm trying to in my head, but I can't rationalize it. It's stupid if he does. So I can't even rationalize it. Ration it. I can't even say it. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm not saying he should win the world title, but this is exactly the kind of match where people like him should win. I'm not saying he's upper mid card. He's a tag team guy, but upper mid card guys get an opportunity at the world title. That's the kind of match. An AJ Styles winning doesn't do anything for AJ. Doesn't do anything for Danielson. Bryanson, sorry.
Thank you.
Corbin has proven not to even know how to cash in. Who else was in the match?
Exactly.
The two people that died. Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black. It doesn't do anything for Rey Mysterio, but Aleister Black is the one that should have won that match.
100%. Absolutely 100% agree. AJ doesn't need it. Bryan Danielson doesn't need it.
Mysterio doesn't need it.
Right.
Corbin doesn't need it.
It was the point to elevate a single star. Who else other than Aleister Black?
Right. Instead, you murder him, and now he's going to just probably walk out on TV, just like the Giant did.
At least he did it that night, okay? So, funny story. There was, I'm friends with somebody who was watching it with their son, and their son wouldn't go to bed until they figured out that Rey Mysterio was okay. Not Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio. Okay, so...
Oh, and by the way, this pay-per-view was only 2 hours and 25 minutes long.
That shocked the shit out of me. I am glad, but it shocked the shit out of me. I think it's a great...
change of pace?
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have to spend 35 minutes doing promos and... Oh my God, we got to have 15 Snickers commercials and blah, 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 blah. I think I saw maybe 2 commercials, maybe 3 the entire show.
About 3. Yeah, and they were all pretty much promoting the WWE buy one t-shirt, get one for $1 deal.
Yeah. I think there was one cricket commercial.
Oh, yeah, there was a cricket commercial, yeah.
But, so let's start.
That's it.
Well, I want to talk about the cameos.
Okay, we can do that, but that's it for the notebook page. One page, only one fucking page of notes.
This is craziness. I mean, I'm glad, but yes, the food fight thing was stupid with Heyman.
Yes,
the entire thing was stupid. Having the men and the women intermingle like that was interesting, but also unimportant, and it shouldn't have been unimportant. I thought, but whatever.
It didn't make sense.
It didn't. It really didn't.
Let's talk about something that didn't make sense. Asuka going up on the ladder, and then Corbin going up on the ladder, and Corbin fighting Asuka?
Yeah, that made no sense at all.
What's the
he
point?
was in
What
a
was the point of
murderous
that?
move. He was in a murderous move. He'd already killed 2 people, and he wasn't going to stop.
No, he did not kill 2 people at that time.
Didn't he?
He was
No. I thought he
No.
already killed people by then.
Nope, he was not. Asuka went in on the roof, and then Corbin was the first male to go on the roof. Then he went up the ladder.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So
What was the point of that spot? There was no point.
Because Corbin is now so pissed off that a woman beat him up that he now had to go murder people. It's the Tamina Snuka's father situation.
It made no sense. I
No,
was
it
just
didn't.
like, that makes 0 sense.
Well, it was once again, it was the dangling of, oh yeah, the men and women can fight each other because they're on the same level, but they're really not. But they are.
I mean, Asuka's way better than Corbin, so they're
fuck
not.
yes.
Um,
The
What
Vince
was the other-
McMahon, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan skit, that was stupid.
I guess that was like an inside joke thing, to where if you go into Vince's office and sit down at his table, you have to put the chairs back the way they were.
It was
So-
dumb. It's still
So
dumb.
was it stupid inside? You love people power, getting hit in the face with a pie.
Yeah. Johnny Ace. Brother Love.
In the bathroom.
I fucking popped for a half a second. It's fine.
I was like, oh, it's brother. Oh,
And,
I was that way. I'm like, brother. Oh shit, it was stupid. And then the Dana
Doink?
Brooke thing.
Oh yeah, the Dana Brooke and
Stephanie McMahon. Like, she knew it was on the roof. Why is she? Apparently, that's actually a real room. That is literally the Money in the Bank conference room, and that literally hangs there. It's not just for the spot. That's apparently there all the time.
does it have real money in it?
Probably not,
Oh, I don't know, Vince. Yeah.
but yeah. But that spot was stupid. Like I said, the comedy fell flat.
I don't think the only thing I laughed at was the second time Corbin throwing Aleister Black off the roof. That was the time where I was like, ah.
You know what I laughed at? When Asuka just randomly appeared on that fucking balcony.
Oh, yeah,
Just
that was
fucking
pretty
going
fucking
nuts. I was just like, what the fuck?
Asuka's performance in this quote-unquote match was probably the best of anyone in terms of funny stuff, athletic stuff, obviously the win, and spoiler, if you didn't watch Raw, she's now the Raw Women's Champion.
Only because Becky Lynch had someone come in her, okay?
You know, that's not true. It's once again Seth Rollins not being safe, and it cost somebody months off their work.
Oh, okay.
God damn it.
But in all seriousness, when I watched that promo, I don't want... You saw the passion that Becky had for the business.
Yeah.
And she looked like she was upset that she was having a baby. Like, yeah, I'm having a baby. Fuck, man. I don't want to.
I wonder when she knew, because obviously
She hasn't wrestled since Mania, so it had to be probably right after Mania, I would assume.
So if that's the case, and they made the choice to move it to Asuka,
Well, apparently April 15th when they taped it, apparently Asuka didn't know she was winning the Raw Women's title with the Money in the Bank.
okay,
So it maybe was after it was taped.
okay, well
That
that
she-
makes sense then. I think the way they did it was great, and it was kind of full circle for Asuka.
And it made Asuka face.
It made Asuka face because she was happy about it, and she,
Was happy for Becky.
yeah. It completes Asuka winning every single possible accolade in WWE.
Okay, so now I don't want to hear you bitch about her 900-day winning streak.
Well, here's the thing. it also went full circle with that too, because she lost the NXT championship because she had to forfeit it. Now she's taking the Raw Women's Championship because of a forfeit. Mm-hmm. So now I'm okay. Now she can hold on to it for 3 years and I'll be fine.
She'll lose at the next pay-per-view.
She will not. She won't wrestle for it for 3 months. Because she's now not the important person on Raw.
I love all Asian.
Where is Shinsuke Nakamura again?
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Cesaro made it onto the fucking show, but Nakamura didn't. The Intercontinental Champion never made it on the show, but Cesaro did.
There's a reason why, though.
Yeah, but still,
because I have it right here.
Tell me about it.
The situation involving the WWE Intercontinental title the situation involving the WWE Intercontinental title situation, what kind of writing is this? Is expected to be addressed this week, according to PostWrestling.com. Sami Zayn is currently the reigning champ, but has been absent from the WWE Performance Center for TV tapings for weeks, and reports suggest that he told the company he's not comfortable traveling / attending during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him. Zayn is a SmackDown brand wrestler, so the assumption is that the status of the title will be addressed on SmackDown. So that's it. So I guess Friday we'll know.
It?
That's
God
it.
Damn it. I was hoping for something more cutting and mischievous. Nope, he just didn't want to show up because it's scary.
Apparently Sting's under. We're just jumping right into news and rumors. Apparently, by the way, I kind of liked Money in the Bank. I know you hated it. Blah blah blah. I already knew that.
Shocks.
I already knew that, and told as soon as you mentioned it's going to take you forever to fucking watch this show. And I'm like, in 2 hours and 25 minutes? No, it won't. Apparently, Sting is no longer Oh my fucking God, I cannot talk today. Apparently, Sting is no longer under contract with WWE. He is no longer included among the WWE action figures, and speculation is he's going to AEW.
Yeah, because he tweeted at Cody once. What?
Well, yeah, dude, that's how you get an AEW. So tweet at Cody, you'll be in AEW.
Why don't you ask Heath Slater how that works?
Who?
Heath Slater.
Who?
Slater's going to slate.
Who?
The one-man band.
In a follow-up to a previously report about Roman Reigns' status with WWE, according to Fuck Dave Meltzer, it was reconfirmed that there is no rule on WWE erasing Reigns, except that commentators are forbidden to mention him. The rumor grew stronger after WWE edited out Roman Reigns from the finish of the WrestleMania 31 main event. The report adds that Vince McMahon's opinion on how to handle Roman's absence changes daily based on which way the wind is blowing, which would explain why the company is bouncing around between using and not using him for promotional work. You know what I think? You know what I think it really is? I think they're purposely not mentioning him because the absence makes the heart grow fonder, and when he comes back, people hopefully cheer for him. When there's a crowd.
Absolutely. And he won't be back until there is a crowd.
Exactly. So I think that's why they're not mentioning him. Obviously it's on purpose. I just think, hey, you know what? Now, like, oh, what happened to Roman Reigns? Like, you just forget about him, and he comes back, and boom. In the shock of shocks, former WWE star Alberto Del Rio was arrested this past week on charges of sexual assault.
God damn it! What?
After the victim came forward with photographic evidence to support her claims that Del Rio both physically and sexually assaulted her.
Wasn't there something about him threatening to leave his son or her son in the middle of the road or some shit too?
There's actually a statement. I didn't want to read it. Blah blah blah. Del Rio accused the victim of being unfaithful
Okay.
She claims he became angry when she wouldn't admit to the infidelity, so he slapped her across the head, slapped her again, then took her to the downstairs bedroom and slapped her 8 more times, according to the arrest paperwork.
Okay.
The victim alleged he then made her put on a dress and dance for him. What the fuck? But she refused, prompting him to warn
I know
her
this shouldn't be funny, but it is.
not to cry, or he'd take her son and drop him in the middle of the road somewhere.
Yeah, there it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Police said Dario then tied the woman's hands with boxing strips, put a sock in her mouth, and sexually assaulted her for several hours using various objects. According to investigators, he also punched her in the back during the assault, causing visible injuries.
Donkey punch?
Yes.
Okay.
The victim told detectives she did not remember much after he placed her hands around her throat. Wait, huh?
Placed her hands around her throat?
His hands around her throat.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot to unpack. Holy fucking shit. And yet, I'm going to, once again, and we've had this conversation more than once on the show, and we've had this conversation multiple times off the show.
We were there. We don't know what really happened.
Exactly. That being said, that sounds exactly what that man would be capable of doing. And
Yes.
the person to actually really talk to in regards to that to see if it was actually true would be Paige. Because I'm sure that happened more than once, and I'm sure she liked it.
WWE will be forced to move SummerSlam this August to a different location.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
And did you also hear that? Maybe we talked about this in briefing. I'm not quite sure because we've done a lot of watch-alongs. That WrestleMania may not even take place in Los Angeles next year.
Yeah, we didn't. I think we mentioned it on the passing, but let's actually talk about that. Let's talk about a lot of the things because we've been doing a lot of the watch-alongs, but we didn't know exactly when they would be coming out, so we were kind of holding back a little bit on stuff like this. So let's talk about this. So, from what I'm aware, they're worried that the stadium's not going to be built in time.
That too, because obviously the COVID-19 thing is still under construction.
Right.
Also, the mayor of Los Angeles also said that no large gatherings until possibly until summer next year.
That would be past WrestleMania.
Yes.
But I have to ask, where is the stadium again?
Inglewood, California.
You know, Inglewood? Inglewood, that's up to no good? Okay, so we're not going to WrestleMania ?
Probably not.
Well,
We were going to go to SummerSlam, so and then we're like, nah, let's go to WrestleMania. Now it's like, because you and me plan way ahead of time.
Yep. Usually I have the car and hotel already set.
Right. So, and now we're just like, It's probably not going to even if they have it at WrestleMania or they have a WrestleMania in Los Angeles, we're probably not going.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. And this is a very small if, or big if rather, they get a vaccine out before before WrestleMania next year, maybe I would think about doing it.
They're aiming for January.
Right. That's going to be iffy. That's 3 months to plan and execute a WrestleMania. And we had plans of doing a whole realm of things. Michelle and I were planning Reno and then driving down on US 1.
I was planning on flying, I think, into San Francisco, then going down to Los Angeles, then meeting you guys up in Vegas, and then well, meeting you in LA too, obviously.
Right.
But meeting you and pretty much caravan to Vegas. Well, you guys would leave out of Vegas or Reno.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd go down to Arizona where my parents are for the winter and stay there a couple days.
Right. Well, there's also, we had plans of going to the Philippines in December. That's almost certainly not happening now.
No.
So
apparently DirecTV is teaming with MLW.
Okay. It's kind of a weird partnership, but sure.
Well, two of these. Well, one of these events for 3 marquee events. One of them already happened. One of them's on the 14th. And one's on the 21st.
Okay.
They all start at 8 p.m. and I guess they're on pay-per-view through DirecTV.
Cool. Let's talk about the just in general the state of wrestling right now. We obviously, you guys know we're from New York, specifically in the Finger Lakes, Rochester area. We've been told that, in theory, we could start opening things up starting this Friday.
3 days.
Yep. And
in phases.
Yes. So we have 4 phases that we have to go through. I believe there's 2 weeks in between them. There has to be very specific guidelines that have to be hit every time. But the phase 4 portion of it includes large. I don't want to say large gatherings, but definitely entertainment shows, and that would that would put professional wrestling under that banner. So a lot of these small shows from indie companies could actually start running again. And in theory, that's 6 weeks from now.
If everything goes right.
That's a big if, obviously. There's been some talk about certain shows running relatively soon. We won't know for sure. But as always, Carney's going to Carney, and they're going to run shows irrespective of who's going to say whether or not it's safe. If the government says it's safe, they're going to run, no matter what. I don't know how that's going to work, but whatever. But we're at the point where I think we're out of the woods for now. Unless
I actually think so also. I was very pessimistic. But again, I talked to my dad, and we were talking about it, and he goes, listen, because they travel from Arizona all the way up here because they have a house down there, and obviously up here for the summer. And he goes, we were talking about it, and he goes, if we were to get coronavirus, we would have already had it. Which I yes and no agree with. Because like you can still get it.
right.
But the interaction that I have with everyone in my life, they're obviously fine.
The point out of all this quarantining wasn't the fact that it was going to stop you from getting it. The problem was to stretch it out far enough so that we didn't have a huge outbreak and take too much resources out of the local hospitals. That was the entire point of the quarantine. That was the entire point of social distancing. It wasn't to stop the virus. That wasn't going to happen.
Right. No.
It was to slow the progression of it enough so that when people got really sick, there were places for them to go.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people didn't realize that or didn't think about it in that way. I don't know. People are weird. I will say that.
Duh. People are people. Apparently, Jimmy Uso is out 6 to 9 months with a knee injury.
Jimmy is?
Yep.
Was that the one that got arrested recently, or I can't remember which is which.
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently, he got hurt at WrestleMania.
He isn't the only one that got hurt at WrestleMania.
Huh?
That was a lead-in. Owens is injured too.
Oh, yeah. I'm still There it is.
Sorry.
I'm literally going through news and rumors.
I set you up, and I forgot you were doing it live.
I am doing it live. I'm just going through them.
Yeah, but I forgot that you wouldn't have gotten that far yet, because that was older news.
He's recovering from a fractured ankle.
Yeah. Good for him, though.
Yep.
Gets to take some time off, enjoy life, talk to Sammy. Yeah.
I thought he was going to talk to Kevin Steen and El Generico.
He probably will, but I let him do that. I don't want to know.
New Japan canceled Best of Super Juniors.
Shock. I mean, there's no way around this. There's just going to be so many shows that get canceled, so many different major events that we look forward to get canceled. We've already lost 2 major pay-per-views now.
Florida governor says he wants a good relationship with WWE. He wants fans back by July.
Okay. Well, they are an essential business.
Curtis Axel was released. I'm going to try to find the list of fucking released wrestlers and just talk about them.
Okay, yeah, because we haven't really talked about it.
No, it's a long-ass fucking list.
Yeah. Yeah. One name that you're going to put out there, which wasn't true apparently, was Jerry Briscoe. He was not released. He was not furloughed.
He was
furloughed.
Furloughed? I call it furlong. Was what I call it during the watch along? Furlong? Okay, there's the Marco says he could see AEW and ROH working together in the future.
AEW and ROH?
Yeah.
Just fucking buy it. Jesus Christ.
Cain Velasquez released.
Ha! The man came in, had a title shot, and left. Arrive, lose title shot, leave.
Yup. It would be easier if I actually just Google it.
It might be, yeah. He's Googling.
Boom. Okay. Here we go. Where are they? Kurt Angle.
Yeah, we saying who's furloughed and who's
I'm pretty sure Angle's furloughed.
Okay. Basically anybody who wasn't a performer, God damn it, it's fucking snowing.
Is it?
Yes.
Not here, not at the Fat Cave. I'm back at the Fat Cave.
Yeah.
So
in Henrietta, we're getting snow. Anyway, basically anyone who was an active performer was released. Anyone
who was a producer was furloughed.
Right.
Rusev.
That's surprising.
I actually didn't think that was surprising.
Well, it's surprising that his wife still works there.
Energy drink. No, I didn't think it was surprising only because he was in like contract disputes or whatever. So it was all like, why not? Fuck him. Drake Maverick.
That's surprising considering he was part of the Cruiserweight tournament as he was being announced to be left. And
right, but I liked how they did it, though.
I don't. It's fucking...
No, I liked because they obviously they pre-taped it, but then he made up things like, oh, if I don't win this match, then I'm going to get fired. If I don't win the Cruiserweight title, I'm going to leave. So I kind of liked how they did that. Everyone knew he was going to leave, but I kind of liked how they did it.
I have a problem.
I don't like that he got released because I like him as a performer, but
I have a problem with making it an angle. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
It's a real person losing their job.
That's fine.
Whatever. Okay.
Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows.
Shock of shocks.
Wasn't surprised by that either.
No.
Eric Young.
Not surprised either.
EC3.
Not surprised.
Kurt Hawkins.
Not surprised.
Your favorite, Leo Rush. That actually kind of surprised me a little bit.
There's a little bit of warmth in my heart right now. You have no idea. Especially considering they were pushing him hard.
Oh, speaking of the warmth. I could feel it. All bubbly. Zack fucking Ryder is finally gone. Finally fucking gone.
I want to take this moment to say he got punished for getting himself over. Simple as that. I know you don't. I don't.
Let's look at his career. Shitty. Then he got under the tutelage of Edge. Had a tag title run. Did shitty again. Then made his own YouTube channel where he did get over. Not going to deny that.
Not only got over, but showed it was a legitimate revenue source for not just performers, but WWE itself. The reason why WWE is such a heavy presence on YouTube can be traced directly back to Zack Ryder. And they make millions of dollars off of YouTube. Millions.
No, I'm not denying that at all.
Okay.
In that sense, he was good. In the ring, no.
No, he wasn't a great performer. I 100% agree with that.
No.
But the man, from a creative standpoint and from a thinking outside of the box standpoint, he was one of the better wrestlers out there because of that. I know you don't like him in ring and performer. I get that.
I wouldn't call him a better wrestler. I'll call him a smarter person.
Okay.
Not a wrestler.
Fair point. He's in the same realm as Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy's 10,000 times better.
Yes, he is, but I'm not talking about performer now, but as using social media, using YouTube, using all that stuff. Xavier
Zack Ryder
Woods
was a pioneer of using YouTube and social media to get. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I'm not taking that away from him. But the guy couldn't work a match worth shit. Cannot work a match to save his fucking life. Heath Slater.
I feel very sad about that one.
I know you want to see all three MB win titles.
I just want him to go back to NXT and win the NXT championship. How hard is that?
Very hard because he's not with the company anymore. Aiden English. Not
That's
surprised.
Sad. It's sad. I get why they did it, but it's sad.
Yeah, he just became a commentator. I mean, Sarah Logan. Okay.
That's
go ahead.
Once again, she's one of those people that they were starting to push and then let go.
Yeah, because she was part of the only 5 women division on Raw.
Yeah.
Mike Chioda.
That was stupid. I'm sorry. Why?
If you guys don't know who Mike Chioda is, he has been a referee with the company since the late 80s.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best if there was a referee Hall of Fame, I'd probably go
ballot.
Tommy Young, Earl Hebner, and then Mike Chioda. Yeah. And then Little H.
Little H would be Charles Robinson would be like all 4 of those would be first balloters.
Yep.
Nick Patrick too.
Nick Patrick, yep. Even though he fucked up a finish.
Yeah, well.
A huge ass finish. This, I didn't even know they were still with the company. Primo and Epico.
I think they've been working in Puerto Rico for years. And
they made their debut in 2011, or Epico did. They were the Los Matadores and Shining Stars with their last match in WWE in 2019. While still signed, they were inactive in the promotion. So them releasing is a surprise, but it is because I thought they were already gone from the company. I didn't even realize they were still in the company 3 years ago, if he told me they were in the company, I've been like, they are?
Yeah.
Eric Rowan.
Not a surprise. They couldn't keep. The problem is he is nothing. Every single time they try and put him with a gimmick, he can't get it over. Although, granted, half the time it's I'm a tag team wrestler with, or I'm doing something stupid, or hey, look at my animatronic spider that gets killed a week later.
He was better with Luke Harper.
I don't think they were great as a tag team, honestly. They weren't bad, but they weren't the greatest thing in the world. I thought that when they were rehashing their tag team as the Bludgeon Brothers, it was kind of stupid.
Mike and Maria Kanellis.
Isn't she pregnant?
She just gave birth.
Okay. Brand new mom. Fuck you. Get out of here.
Well, Mike has been asking for his release, so
yeah,
they probably talked about it. So that's not surprising. No Way Jose.
Now he's Mr. K-pop master. Holy shit. He's decided that he wants to become the 8th member of BTS now. Apparently.
BTS,
the K-pop group.
I
don't even go down that road.
I'm not going down that road.
I'm barely in it myself, and obviously, LOL Asian fetish.
I mentioned Curtis Axel.
That was a surprise. I'm sorry.
That wasn't really a surprise for me either. You know what else is surprising? Bo Dallas didn't get cut.
Yeah. Why one and not the other?
Tino Sabatella?
He was one half of a stupid tag team we saw in
NXT. Yep.
NXT, yeah. The other guy,
with Roderick Moss.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Fat Chris Hero.
Was just Chris Hero now.
No, he's still fat, so he's FCH.
Okay, no, I'll let it go.
But I liked how he showed a picture of the Cassius Ohno boots in the ring. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, Chris Hero's retiring!" I'm like, "You guys are so stupid." It literally says Cassius Ohno on his boots.
Yeah,
he's not retiring. Cassius Ohno's no more. But that's the one that doesn't surprise me. But I'm also glad because he really didn't. He did not live up to his potential in WWE. He had a match. What we saw in 2CW with Dalton Castle, that was probably the most physical match I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
They beat the fuck out of each other, but it was also still a great wrestling match. So he can work. I Fat Chris Hero, I keep saying that he's, still my gimmick, but he's a great fucking worker. So
yeah, he is. I give him a lot of shit for being, a little heavier on the midsection, so to speak. And I get people have problems with their weight. I do too. I mean, no.
I fluctuate, man. I'll fucking lose weight. I'll lose 10 pounds one week and gain 15 the next. It's just fucking so weird.
Yeah, and I don't. I always have to walk that line because it's like I don't want to. It's a joke comment. It's only meant to be a joke and nothing more, and it's supposed to be lighthearted. But it reminds you how hard it is to get yourself in a shape that is pleasing in professional wrestling. You have to have 300 pounds of pure muscle, and it's got to be cut to left, right, and center. Or you can, be very, very charismatic. Be guys like, Otis. But even Otis can show physical strength, even though he doesn't look like the prototype of a wrestler. So, and Chris Hero is another one of those guys that doesn't look anymore like a prototype of wrestler. But man, can he fucking work a match?
Right. Shit. They were just talking about it, but somebody was just talking about how you don't. I don't know. I don't remember who it was, but anyway, they're saying that you don't have to be. You can be in ring shape without being in good shape.
Yeah, because it's a completely different feeling when you're working a match versus just lifting weights. As The Rock will tell you, ripping out his fucking insides at WrestleMania.
This year's WrestleMania 36 pay-per-view took place over the course of 2 nights for the first time in WWE history. The event, which was held at an empty performance center due to the ongoing coronavirus crisis, broke up the usual 78-hour marathon into 2 3.5-hour shows. This is Triple H said made the show of the Immortals a much more enjoyable watch. He quotes as saying, I think it was much more enjoyable than the 8-hour extravaganza. I think at some point that is probably what it should be. WrestleMania 37 is currently, this is from April 25th.
Okay.
WrestleMania 37 is currently scheduled for the newly constructed SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, but that location is pending based on the outcome of the viral outbreak and the city's decision on long gatherings. According to Fuck Dave Meltzer, the Hollywood edition of Mania is reportedly set to return to a one-night format.
Boo.
So let's talk about that, because I know Wrestle Kingdom was 2 nights. This year's WrestleMania was also 2 nights, but I think obviously would not have been due to the coronavirus.
Right.
I thought it was much easier to get through from a television perspective. But you and I, our first WrestleMania that we went together in New York, we went to an ROH pay-per-view, 4 hours of ROH television, and then at the time, an only 4-hour WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And we were burnt the fuck out.
Yeah. And when we went down to New Orleans, what was that? We had the 3-hour. No, it wasn't 3.5. It was like 2.5 hours.
We did the CZW. Yep.
What else? We did. We're still doing Supercard of Honor.
Yep, that's still going on.
And then we did WrestleMania, which was currently the second longest.
Yes.
Second longest ever wrestling pay-per-view that they did.
After the year after.
Right. There's going to be a point where they do 2 nights, only because, let's be honest here, it would make more money.
I agree. And now that's one of the points I wanted to talk to you about is they're obviously going to have packages for both nights of Mania, probably the same seats, you know what I mean?
Same seats, a night, a hotel.
Same seats, the hotels. So that means probably Hall of Fame Thursday, NXT Friday, Mania Saturday, Sunday.
That'll teach those indie guys to perform during WrestleMania weekend. Fuck you guys.
Well, I mean, they still could. Theoretically.
They don't, though. I mean, if WrestleMania Sunday, nobody runs shows until...
Right.
Well, I take that back. They run Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody really runs a Sunday show. And splitting WrestleMania to 2 nights, I'm not sure they'll make a gamble and run Saturday then.
Well, actually, again, we're totally disagreeing. The opposite. Since now there's less WrestleMania to watch, you can run Saturday afternoons if you feel theoretically wanted to, depending on how far away from the stadium you are.
That's true. In terms of LA, there's enough venues out and about that you can almost certainly run 20 minutes away from that, 30 minutes away from that. It shouldn't be a problem.
Well, in LA traffic, that's like 5 hours. But,
that's also true.
But
you're rolling the dice a little bit. I get that. But I guess the point is that there's enough venues space there that you could do it.
I also feel like if you just want to, I mean, that means I think they're going to jack up the ticket prices also.
I disagree, actually. I think they're going to roll them down a little bit so instead of paying $200 for one night of WrestleMania, you'll pay $125 for each night.
I disagree with that. You're in town for one night of WrestleMania, might as well go to both.
Exactly, but
you're going to pay.
But that's my point. Is you're making more.
I'm saying what I think I'm trying to get at is I don't think they're going to discount anything. I think what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, this seat that you picked is $200. The next night is $200. So you're paying the same price for the same seats. That's what I think they're going to be doing.
I don't think so.
I do. And then
I think it would be dumb to do that.
Then the scalpers too, who buy them up of StubHub and SeatGeek and shit like that. I think. All right, they'll look. I think they're going to wait till the WrestleMania card's announced and jack up the prices of which one's better.
That might happen. I don't disagree with that, but I think from a first-party sale standpoint, you'd be dumb to sell tickets at the same price that you would have for one night. But if you discount them, knowing that pretty much everyone's going to do both nights, you could get away with doing that.
How about this? For the first year, they go 2 nights, they do that.
And then boost it up afterwards?
And then boost them up afterwards.
Yeah, that would...
Or the first couple of years, just be like, okay, bam, bam. And then if they see if it's working, then they go, okay, the same people are buying the same seats, then we jack them up.
Right. That I would agree with. I don't think it would be smart from a goodwill standpoint for their fans to do it that way, but I can totally see them doing that in 5 years. Where, right. Hey, this is night 1, this is night 2, you pick.
Now, will this impact which cities they go to?
Yes, it will. I think so.
Okay, I do too, but in which way do you think is going to impact them?
You're only going to see major cities.
I disagree.
Like huge cities.
Because I read reports online that, Minneapolis has tried to get a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's not really much to do in Minneapolis. It's not like a tourist destination.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have 2 nights of WrestleMania, you're cutting down on the tourist stuff. I think it's a better opportunity for, like Minneapolis or Indianapolis or St. Louis to get a Mania.
It sounds kind of, and this is going to sound like a strange tangent here, but it sounds kind of like what they did with Disneyland. So back in, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s, they were finding that people were coming to Disneyland just for a day, just to go to the park and see whatever. And when they started talking to the people that were visiting Disneyland, they were saying, yeah, we spend one day at the park and then we go to Hollywood Boulevard and then we go here and we go to other places around LA, the Hollywood side and stuff. So Disney wanted to keep them there multiple days. So what they did was they created Disney's California Adventure, which was basically, we're going to keep you guys in the park by showing you, quote unquote, the things that you're trying to go outside of the park to see. And I think that's where you're going with WrestleMania, is that if you can keep them in wrestling philosophies where all you're going there is to see wrestling, then yeah, maybe St. Louis would be a better place. Maybe Minneapolis may be a better place. I don't think... So the problem I have with it, and
for us, we like to go around and look.
Yeah, and most workers do that too.
Yes, most people will do that too. But I'm just saying, if WrestleMania is going to eat up 2 days instead of 1, that's one less day for people to, quote, look around. So it's like, okay, you really don't need to go off and see this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Because you're already going to be at US Bank Stadium for WrestleMania for 2 nights anyway. So you're
Why
going to
are you going?
we tailgate too.
Yep.
So we're going to tailgate Saturday. We're going to tailgate Sunday. So.
And that eats up a lot of a day. That is an entire day's worth of stuff.
So, and then if you are the people that do want to go to the Hall of Fame and then do want to go to NXT, it gives these smaller market, quote unquote, with big buildings like,
Minneapolis.
the U.S. Minneapolis or, Indianapolis, St. Louis, which has the Edward Jones, whatever it's called now. Mall of America, whatever the fuck it's called now.
Right. That's changed like 6 times, hasn't it?
Yeah, but they have no tenant because the building was one of the worst in the NFL. That's why the Rams moved back to LA. But
okay.
That's probably why WrestleMania is not going to go to St. Louis, even though St. Louis is a big, rich city for wrestling. But my point is, yes, you have the Arch in St. Louis, but what else is there to do in St. Louis? Like, yes, big baseball fan. Go to you can go to different sporting events. Like, probably the Blues will probably be out of town because they're going to eat up that arena. But go to a Cardinals game. Okay, what else? Go see the Arch. Okay, what else? You have a day. You can do that before NXT. Like, so the non-big tourist cities, I think, are going to now play a factor into be able to get WrestleMania.
Do you think it will have a detrimental effect on cities that do have a heavy tourist attraction, like New Orleans, like New York, like LA?
No, because they're still going to get it.
I think they're going to get them no matter what.
Yes, that's the point. LA, Vegas, when their new stadium was again is almost complete. Yes, Vegas indoor stadium, perfect for WrestleMania. So, LA, big market, Vegas, New York, Orlando.
Yeah.
Because, that you don't have to fly a lot of talent in. Those are probably always going to circulate to get a WrestleMania, and probably Miami also.
Tampa again. I'm sure they're going to do Tampa at least once more.
They're definitely going to do Tampa because they lost it this year. So they're definitely going to do it at least once. But you also got cities like, who have a dome, like
Philly.
Philly does not have a dome, but that's also a tourist place, though, too.
Wait, I thought the Eagles played in a dome.
No.
Okay. I wouldn't know for sure, but I thought they did.
You were literally right next door to the stadium.
That means nothing to me.
I know. You would not get out of your car. So
you're damn right.
Because you're a fat fuck.
Yes.
What am I trying to think? Smaller markets like
Ralph Wilson Stadium
does not have a dome.
God damn it. The Carrier Dome. I know that one's a dome.
Yes.
Fuck you guys. Yeah.
And we talked about this way back on one of our earlier episodes.
Years ago.
7, 8 years ago. The fact that Syracuse would be a perfect place because it can fit 50, 60,000 people. Probably not 70 or 80 like WWE wants, but 50, probably 55,000. You have all the hotels around there because it hosts the New York State Fair every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to get to, and you still have the On Center in Syracuse, which is, again, not a big building. You can do your NXT in, which is perfect for NXT in the Hall of Fame. Maybe not Raw and SmackDown, but they're going to have to now. But we talked about this before they were even doing Raw and SmackDown in the same fucking place.
Well, here's the thing. The state fairgrounds can hold NXT because they build a brand new building on there. It can also do the Hall of Fame ceremony there. It can also hold access there. It can do everything that you would want. And the bus lines go right to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
it's very acceptable. But is Syracuse a big name city to go to?
My answer is yes.
And the Carrier Dome is now getting a new fixed roof. Not air supported. It was an air supported roof. Now they're making it into a fixed roof, a fixed dome.
I don't understand why that means anything.
It doesn't. It's just the roof won't collapse. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's where I want to be, where the roof doesn't collapse. I mean,
because the snow and the weight can now support it. Can the roof? Buildings that have air supported domes are more vulnerable to have tears in them.
Okay.
To where the roof is not the roof, like the inflatable dome will collapse.
Okay.
Just U2 Metrodome roof collapse, and then or Metrodome roof something. You'll see the picture of like they got a tear in it from the snow, and it just
imploded a little bit.
Kinda. So, that being fixed, it would be actually a better venue to go to, especially during that time of the year. I doubt Syracuse will ever host it, but it is one of the perfect examples of smaller town. My only thing is it doesn't have the newer arena to host a Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
That's
I
think the only drawback.
Yeah.
But again, you have people coming from all over the world to go to Syracuse. You can jack up those prices. It may only fit 12,000 people, but you can jack up those fucking prices that people will pay.
Oh, hell yeah. And it is a wrestling-rich area.
So, yeah, I think it will work, but I don't think WWE will ever go there.
Yeah. So let's quickly talk about WrestleMania in the future over the next few years, and call this a night, because actually we got pretty decent night's show here. So let's say, for the sake of argument, it does happen in SoFi Stadium. I don't know if it will.
Okay.
Where do we see WrestleMania the year after?
Where?
Tampa.
I think it's going to Tampa.
You think they're going to put it in Tampa no matter what?
Yes. No matter what, WrestleMania 38 in 2022 will be in Tampa.
So WrestleMania in 2022 is a year I'm not going. Okay, cool. So 2023 comes around, and let's assume once again that we're not locked in our homes for months. Where do we go?
Vegas.
Do you think it'll be time for Vegas?
Newer, wait, hold on. 2023?
It would be 2023.
Let me see where the Final Four is scheduled to be.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think it's Vegas. I want to say it's San Antonio?
I did have SoFi. Let me see if I can find the new Vegas arena. I was looking at some of the pictures of the Vegas arena. I'm like, holy shit.
Looks like a toilet bowl.
Yeah.
2023 will be in, it's close, Houston. So it will be in Vegas in 2023.
You think so?
Yep.
By the time we hit 2024, now 2024, what is it, the World Cup that's coming to LA? Or is it the Olympics? I can't remember.
The Olympics is 2028.
2028? Yeah, okay. Yep.
But the World Cup is also in
Oh, really? Boston wanted to hold the 2024 Olympics?
Yes, but Paris won out. No. LA did.
In 2024, it's in Paris.
Yes.
2028 is in LA.
I think it's not 20. Wait, the World Cup was in 2018, so it's 2022. The World Cup, right?
2022 in Qatar.
Yeah, and then 2026 is in the U.S.
Right. Is that the one where they're doing like
the three countries? Yes, Canada, U.S., and New Mexico. But it wouldn't matter because the World Cup is going to be held primarily in July anyway.
Right. Yeah. It would have no effect.
Yeah.
So the only other thing that would be a kind of a, well, it's never a worry. It's what Vince wants, and that's before the Super Bowl gets there.
Well, apparently, funny thing actually is that the Super Bowl was supposed to be in LA this coming year, but I guess NFL rules states you have to have at least one season played in a new stadium before it can host the Super Bowl.
So they got fucked out of the Super Bowl this year?
So guess what the Super Bowl is?
Tampa Bay?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
And then the year after, it's going to be in LA.
That's craziness.
Yes.
So their first major event will probably be WrestleMania then.
Yes. Then that's what LA wanted as a test run for the Super Bowl to see how well it acclimates to big events.
That's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
So I said what? Tampa Bay in 2022, Vegas in 2023. I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to say either Atlanta or Miami in 2024.
I think they're coming up this way. I think they're going to do, 2024.
That's WrestleMania 40.
I would say you'd either have to do New York or more likely, well, not more likely, but what I think, Toronto.
They can do Toronto.
I think they'll do Toronto for 40.
They could. But we'll see.
They haven't had a WrestleMania in years.
Well, the reason I'm saying Atlanta, Miami is because Atlanta not just built, it's a couple years old, the new stadium. And Miami just renovated their stadium.
The Dolphin Stadium or whatever. It's Dolphin
Hard Rock Stadium now.
Okay.
It looks totally different.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. So
I wouldn't mind going to Miami, but I would also make sure I was, let's just say I wouldn't be unarmed.
I cut you, Holmes.
Yeah, well, no. It wouldn't be knives.
Okay, so, I mean, we bullshitted our way through a show. We are doing another watch-along. We have the 2006 SummerSlam still in the can, which Sleazy gave me nothing. It was just me.
No, that actually just got out there.
Did it?
I think. Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. To
Are you
no
sure?
fanfare, but I think. Let me check. Because I normally.
Yep. Saturday. I didn't even get fucking.
I didn't.
It's already out.
Yeah, so we're.
I didn't even get a link or nothing from John.
I don't think anybody did because I think it was scheduled to go out and I forgot
Okay, so
about it.
our new watch along is already out. Check out Spotify.
There you go. Check out Spotify. Check out all your places for social for podcasts.
I'll share a link because I didn't realize that it was out. We are doing another watch along, which actually is a fan request.
I don't know how we. First of all, how did we get a fan?
It's our multitude of fan.
And second of all, the request was really strange.
It's the January 10th, 1994 Monday Night Raw. And I looked it up on the network, and it's only like 47 minutes long. So that's a long watch along.
I had to do some research just to figure out why anyone would want to see that. And it is technically the first anniversary of Raw.
It is the first anniversary of Raw. We'll do that. Shit, we can bang that out in literally an hour. So that should be
It'll be fun to do because it's definitely a show that I want to be very comfortable and say I've never watched it before.
Me too.
So,
but I'm going to have to do it for the Watchalong notes because you know me.
Yeah, but we've got that.
I am also debating about something, Sleazy.
What's that? Are you master debating?
I'm debating about Impact Plus.
Oh my goodness.
And doing some old 2005 TNA watch-alongs because that's when I was actually loved the product.
Okay.
And there's some great matches on it. So I'm debating about getting Impact Plus.
I do know that, what is it? It's not Philo. It's Pluto. Pluto TV, which is free. You can actually go see the old Impacts and the Impact pay-per-views.
Really?
They play them for free on Pluto TV. Check it out. And if it's not something, if you can't find exactly what you're looking for, obviously go to Impact Plus, give them some money. But Pluto TV does have an entire channel based on Impact.
Yeah, so I'm debating about. I've been debating about it for about a week now. Just thinking about, man, I really love these old school TNA shows. Wish I had an easier way to watch it. I'm debating.
Well, we'll see how it goes. We also have to do a watch along of an Excite show. That ought to be fun.
Which I don't have to do any notes for.
Exactly. I'll have all the notes for once.
Woohoo!
Let's see how bad it is.
I get to sit down and do nothing. Yay, me!
But that's pretty much it for the show. As always, check us out on the social medias at Sleazy Fatman for the show. I am at TWS Sleazy. Fatman is at TWS Fatman. Vince Russo now follows me for some reason.
What? Okay, so what pole match did you do?
I actually...
Wait, I already know. I already know what it was.
What was
a hermaphroditic porn on a pole match.
Thank you. It was easy.
Already knew it. Already fucking knew that.
It was either that or an Asian thong on a pole match. Because they're into used underwear there for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway. But yeah. So,
yeah, that's not as worse as Viagra on a pole, so I don't fucking know.
Or Judy Bagwell on a fucking forklift. Another
watch along we got to do.
Oh, God, yes. But that's pretty much it for the show. Check out Gear Network for all your... for all the podcasts that are associated with the Gear Network. There's so much cool stuff out there. Turnbuckle Talk Radio. If you're missing more wrestling than we're giving you, check out Turnbuckle Talk. But there's also other shows on there, including All Bets Are Off. It's a really, really great horror podcast. Check all that stuff out at gearnetwork.com. But that's pretty much it. So for Sleazy,
for the Fat Man,
this is The Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Do you like sports, interactive polls, friendly banter from two guys that probably shouldn't even be on the microphone doing this stuff anyways? Well, if you do, then you're in luck. Us two knuckleheads, Brandon and myself, comprise the Listen In podcast. That's right, Listen In the podcast. We're talking sports, we're talking news, we're talking topical things, we're talking all sorts of things, my babies, and you are all invited to listen in right here on the Gear Radio Network.